George, do you think if I adopt a kid, it'll make me more attractive as a partner?
Well, I've done some child rearing. Let's see what you know, because that can only work if you're good at raising a child.
A test? Cool. Fire away.
Alright. So the kid wets the bed. How do you handle it?
It's easy. I reassure the kid that it happens to everyone, then I lay down newspaper on the mattress.
Okay. The kid spills most of a gallon of milk trying to make a bowl of cereal. How do you respond?
Well, I make sure the kid is okay, tell him everyone spills the milk sometimes, then lay newspaper all over it.
Okay. Now a scenario for which laying down newspaper isn't a possible answer.
Uh-oh.
You're in a hurry, and the kid needs to use the bathroom, and you're, in public.
Oh, I can answer this. I listen to the kid, express his needs, validate them, then take him to pee on the side of a building.
Anything else?
Yeah, then I go buy a newspaper and cover the pee with it.
Okay, the results are in, and this is your best idea yet. This is going to work wonders for you.
Cool. Welcome to Does This Still Work? The podcast looks at old movies and asks, does this still work? I'm Joe Dixon.
And I'm George Romaka. And today we're discussing Big Daddy from 1999 and some historical context. First, podcasty stuff. We're excited to announce that we've joined the Creator Accountability Network. CAN is a nonprofit dedicated to reducing harassment and abuse through ethical education and a system of restorative accountability. We joined because we care about the safety and well-being of our community members. If you feel our behavior or content has harmed someone, please report it to CAN, either via the reporting form on their website, creatoraccountabilitynetwork.org, or via their hotline at 617-249-4255. They'll help us make it right and avoid repeating that mistake in the future. CAN also needs volunteers from our communities to help with their work, so if you have skills you think would be helpful, or time and a desire to help, please visit their website to find out how you can volunteer. Most importantly, get the word out to other creators who you think would be interested in getting credentialed. Help us build safer communities together. You can reach us at dtswpod@gmail.com, on Facebook, Letterboxd, and our YouTube channel. Joe is on Blue Sky at joedixon.bsky@social. Please tell your friends about us, even the ones who used to work at Hooters, and leave 5-star ratings everywhere. You can pick what we watch and get extra per episode content by funding us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/dtswpod.
Now, George, take us back to 1999. Hey, wasn't that the same name as a Prince song?
Wasn't that Party Like It's 1999?
Yeah. Party like it's 1999.
It's the year I graduated high school and joined the Navy.
Ooh.
And that's the way it was.
The world of adoption and foster care is inescapably awash in tragedy. It's rare that children end up out of the care of their parents or a single parent with no other family able to take them in without some kind of tragedy or, hardship.
Mm-hmm.
It's also rare, though not rare enough, that a parent will treat a child badly enough or neglect them enough for the state to step in.
Right.
Sometimes parents realize that they don't have the means to provide proper care and find ways to offload their children. There are legal routes to take for that, and also illegal ones. Joe, read this headline from Newsday.
Mom sentence and baby selling.
The sentence in this case was time served. A 26-year-old Hungarian mother of 3 was charged with selling her youngest daughter, an act which she says was her trying to give her daughter a better life.
Wait, is this in the States or is this in Hungary?
This was in the States, but the children were born in Hungary, and that will matter later.
Okay.
She was arrested along with a man named Kovacs, pronounced the same as the last name of the protagonist in this movie, who went on to serve actual prison time for his role in the whole thing.
Not to be confused with Ernie Kovacs.
Right.
A name George won't understand, but you olds will.
Exactly. This guy contacted a couple and told them the child was up for adoption. No word in this article what the fee was that would turn this into a baby selling, but put a fucking pin in that.
Okay. Pin put in.
What stood out to me in this article is that the judge admonished her for having more children than she could support in the first place. Now, I think that all three of this woman's children were born in Hungary, and I have no idea what the state of Hungarian sex education is, but in the US it is laughable that any judge would assume any person got a solid sexual education.
Mm-hmm.
Now, quite accidentally, this next story is the same story, but from the perspective of the family that was going to adopt that child. Joe?
Okay. And it's titled A Bond Broken.
I mean, who buys a child, right? Well, not this family. Kovacs sought out a number of wealthy families who were looking to adopt. How did he know this family was looking? They built a whole webpage out of it.
Jesus, that's weird.
It wasn't until after they'd met the child and began to bond with her that Kovacs said he wanted $60,000 for his efforts. They went home, and their shock and sadness turned to anger, so they called the FBI. They helped the FBI set up a sting, resulting in Kovacs' arrest.
Okay.
Now, the family still wanted to adopt the little girl, but since she was born in Hungary, the U.S. foster and adoption system would contact the Hungarian embassy and send her back to be adopted there.
Oh dear.
Nobody wins in this scenario, and it's really rare for anyone to win in any scenario involving foster care and adoption systems. Let's take a closer look at those systems with this next story, also from 1999 Newsday.
Kids interest lose an adoption option.
A 1997 policy shift during the Clinton administration moved away from a focus on preserving the biological links between foster children and their birth families. It didn't exactly move towards severing those links, but in the cases where the state had already determined that the parents were unfit, it gave those parents less time to get their shit together. It did that by awarding thousands of dollars per child adopted over a baseline to states where that happened. The article examines this shift from a number of different angles, especially from the viewpoints of the children in those systems who did not all need or want the same outcomes.
Sure.
And that's where I think policies like this fall short. The purpose of these systems is to serve the child's best interests. Nobody knows what those interests are, other than in these senses of benchmarks like education levels and healthcare bills. But the people who are closest to knowing that are the children themselves. Some children really want to maintain some level of contact with their biological families, even when those biological families are terrible. More than blanket bonuses for single KPI target numbers, what that system needs is more caseworkers with appropriate education and certifications who can interact with those children and help guide the outcomes towards what those children want and need.
I'd also put in a lot of psychologists to talk to not just the child, but maybe the family. If the parent, what's the parent's deal? Do they want their kid back? What's their problem getting the kid back? Is it drugs? Is it money?
Yes, everything about every one of these scenarios calls out for needing some kind of therapy, some kind of therapeutic approach to solving a problem. And we just abandon it. We just, no, fuck them. And let's, right. But, more kids aren't getting adopted. They're languishing in the system. Like, I don't imagine that it's really gotten any better in the 26 years since this movie came out, and I definitely don't think it's going to get better in the next 3. And the 4 after it, assuming we get somebody competent, will depend on how much damage from these 4 years they have to undo. So that's kind of depressing.
Yes, it was very depressing. So let's get into this comedy.
Yep.
You really set it up fantastico.
It was a rough history segment. Like,
hey, I used to do history. I know.
And you also used to be a kid, like a social worker.
Very briefly, yes.
So
worker, really not social.
Yeah.
I only had cases. I didn't have any socials.
Gotcha. Well, let's talk about Big Daddy.
All right, this film was directed by Dennis Dugan. And for the podcast, we've seen his work in Happy Gilmore.
And I've seen his work in Problem Child and You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
This is written by Tom Franks. And it was also written by Tom Hurley, whose work we've seen in Happy Gilmore for the podcast.
And I've seen his work in Billy Madison, The Wedding Singer, The Waterboy, Mr. Deeds, and Little Nicky. And those same movies are going to come up a lot in the cast section.
Yes, good old Adam tends to hire the same people over and over again, which, I mean, I guess makes him a loyal friend, right?
Sure.
All right, let's get into the blurbs. IMDb keeps it short and sweet. A lazy law school graduate adopts a kid to impress his girlfriend, but everything doesn't go as planned.
I mean, it's skipping a lot of important details in there.
True, but that's the long and short of it. And YouTube says 32-year-old Sonny Koufax, Adam Sandler, has spent his whole life avoiding responsibility. But when his girlfriend dumps him for an older man, he's got to find a way to prove he's ready to grow up. In a desperate last-ditch effort, Sonny adopts 5-year-old Julian Cole Sprouse, Dylan Sprouse, this is played by twins, to impress her. She is not impressed, and he can't return the kid. Uh-oh for Sonny. Yeah. Okay, first of all, he doesn't actually adopt that kid at any point.
Right.
And more importantly...
Both blurbs say that he does.
Yes, that's right. That's right. They both say he adopts. He doesn't adopt this child. And also, just as a general rule, I mean, this film sort of hints at it, but at the same time doesn't, because it gets him women with this kid. You don't want to bring a child into your life just to get laid. That's not, that's not good.
Contrary to our cold open.
Yes, cold open was a joke. Don't do that. All right, let's get into some of the characters we will be discussing. Now, Sonny Koufax, of course, as we already know, is played by Adam Sandler. We've seen Mr. Sandler's work for the podcast in Anger Management and Happy Gilmore. And I've seen him in Hustle, Uncut Gems, Top 5, That's My Boy,
The child rape comedy.
Indeed, Funny People, and Punch Drunk Love. And in some of those, he was excellent.
And I've seen him in Coneheads, Billy Madison, The Wedding Singer, The Waterboy, Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, and Little Nicky, Mr. Deeds, Spanglish, You Don't Mess with the Zohan, and 50 First Dates.
And then Layla Maloney, that's going to be Sandler's girlfriend in the picture, is played by...
Sandler's eventual girlfriend, who is also the sister of his roommate's fiancé.
And for the podcast, we've seen her in Mallrats. And both George and I have seen her in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Chasing Amy. And I've seen her in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
And I've seen her in Coneheads, Biodome, and Michael.
Corinne Maloney, that's Jon Stewart's girlfriend, who's going to be the fiancée, who's going to be the stepmother to this kid eventually, is played by Leslie Mann. And I've seen her in Motherless Brooklyn, Funny People, that movie again, I Love You, Philip Morris, and The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Kevin Garrity, that's the actual father, is played by Jon Stewart. Both George and I have seen him in The Daily Show and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I've also seen him in Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Half-Baked. I remember him in Half-Baked. I do not remember him in Batman and Superman, but IMDb says he's in it, so I'm saying he's in it.
And I've seen him in The First Wives Club.
The irony of that, of course, is that Half-Baked is the marijuana movie, and of course, Batman vs. Superman isn't, and yet I can't remember. I can remember the marijuana movie, but I can't remember the Superman movie.
There's a certain level of Alanis Morissette irony in there.
I don't get it. What did Alanis Morissette say?
She did a whole song called Ironic, where most of the situations in it aren't actually ironic.
Ah, okay. How dare you say that wasn't ironic? Anyway, Julian Frankenstein McGrath, the kid, is played by twins, as I mentioned, Dylan and Cole Sprouse. Delivery, that's the character's name, is played by Rob Schneider. And for the podcast, we've seen him in Down Periscope. Oh, that's right. We did see him in that, didn't we?
Yep.
Completely forgot about that. And what have you seen him in, George?
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Demolition Man, Judge Dredd, The Waterboy, Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, Little Nicky, Mr. Deeds, and 50 First Dates.
Rounding out the cast list, there is Mike. He's the homophobic friend, has no last name, and he's played by Jonathan Longrim. And for the podcast, we've seen him in Anger Management. And both George and I have seen him in Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2. And I've seen him in Punch Drunk Love.
And I've seen him in The Waterboy and Little Nicky.
The homeless man, that's another character's name, is played by Steve Buscemi. For the podcast, we've seen him in Coffee and Cigarettes, The Big Lebowski, Fargo, Pulp Fiction, and Parting Glances. For myself, I've seen him in The Death of Stalin, Living in Oblivion, Reservoir Dogs, and Mystery Train.
And I've seen him in Rising Sun, Billy Madison, Con Air, The Wedding Singer, Armageddon, and heard him in Final Fantasy The Spirits Within, Monsters Incorporated, and Hotel Transylvania.
Phil D'Amato, that's the gay friend, is played by Alan Covert. And for the podcast, we've seen him in Anger Management and Happy Gilmore.
And I've seen him in The Wedding Singer, Waterboy, Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, Little Nicky, Mr. D's 51st Dates, and heard him in Hotel Transylvania.
And finally, Tommy Grayton, that's the other gay friend, they're both lovers, is played by Peter Dante. And I've seen him in That's My Boy.
The child rape comedy.
Exactly.
And I've seen him in The Waterboy, Little Nicky, Mr. Deeds, and 51st Dates.
All right, with that out of the way, George, describe this movie for me.
All right. This is a movie that gets literally everything about everything wrong. I mean, but it kind of doesn't. It kind of pulls it out of the fire at the end. Like, the movie... So, here's the thing. Adam Sandler's character is this just lazy guy who got his foot run over by a cab and he won a $200,000 settlement. He's basically been living off that and working 1 day a week as a toll booth operator.
Right.
He lives with Jon Stewart's character as his roommate.
In a ridiculously large
loft apartment.
What is that place they live in?
Yep. It's a loft. At the beginning of the movie, his girlfriend breaks up with him because he's a giant piece of shit. And then he fucks up the surprise birthday party that Jon Stewart's girlfriend's throwing for him. It's a surprise birthday party and a celebrating that he's about to leave to go on a business trip for his law firm party, and it's also an opportunity for Jon Stewart's character to propose to his girlfriend, all of which somehow or another Adam Sandler's character fucks up.
Yeah.
Even though he kind of doesn't fuck up some of them, he's just blamed for fucking it up anyway. It's not fault that he came home to his apartment.
Well, you have to wonder why they didn't tell him there was going to be this party. He lives there.
Well, no, they cover that because he would have blabbed. Because he doesn't know how to keep his fucking mouth shut.
Oh, that's right. They do say that. That's right.
Yeah. So, once Jon Stewart is at the airport, kid...
When you get to the airport, don't forget he also messes up the wedding proposal.
Well, I said that.
Well, no, but you don't say Jon Stewart's about to propose, and Adam Sandler screams out, "You're not going to propose, are you?" I'm like, thanks, buddy.
Yeah. So, while Jon Stewart's at the airport, this kid shows up with a note saying, "This is your kid. I need you to take care of him because I can't." Signed, Jan, or whatever the woman's name was.
Have you ever got any of your children that way?
No, I know exactly where all 3 of my kids came from. And my 2 bonus kids. So, by way of one miscommunication in the beginning of the movie, which is the kid saying that he's from Buffalo, Jon Stewart is like, that's not my kid, because I don't know anybody from Buffalo with that name.
Right.
Pin in Buffalo, because he's not really from Buffalo. But, what ends up... And the note said, hey, social service is already aware of this and has a family lined up just in case you can't take care of this kid. Adam Sandler gets it in his head that, well, if he adopts this kid, he can show that he's a mature, responsible adult human being, the kind that his girlfriend wants, or his ex-girlfriend wants.
Well, technically, he thinks if he says the kid is adopted, he never actually bothers to go through the process.
Right. So, the next, quarter of the movie is the first couple of days of this going on, and eventually he goes to his girlfriend hey, I got this kid, and the girlfriend's like, that's nice, and then he finds out that she's sleeping with a geriatric guy with a 5-year plan and loose skin and old balls or some shit. So now he's just like, well, fuck, I've got this kid to take care of, and it's not getting me anything, but I'm kind of growing attached to the kid, so I'm going to teach him a lot of really questionable things, like how to trip rollerbladers in the park, burgle people for trick-or-treating crimes, and pee on buildings when they won't let you use the bathroom. And then, eventually, social services steps in you lied and said that you were the father and you're not, so we're taking the kid, and also you're a criminal. So the thing is,
by any definition, he is.
he is, and the movie will say something like that in a minute.
It does a little bit before.
So the thing is, Adam Sandler's character did go to law school. He just never passed the bar exam.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets all his lawyer friends, and they go to court to try and basically sue the state for custody of this kid.
Right.
And Adam Sandler's character even brings his dad, who's a big shot lawyer in Florida, who hates his guts. Not really, he doesn't hate his guts, but he has a really dim view of him. Like, hey, if I can convince him, then, anybody can. So, and he does magically convince his dad that, yeah, I deserve a kid. And at some point, the judge is like, y'all have lost the fucking plot here. You're lucky I don't throw your ass in jail. You got this kid by defrauding the state of New York. You're not getting a kid. You're lucky to not be going to jail. Like, that's what he earns, is not going to jail. But during the course of questioning, it turns out that the kid, he's not from Buffalo. He moved to Buffalo. He was born in Toronto, which jogs Jon Stewart's memory. Is like, oh, I did fuck a girl with that name in Toronto around the time that this kid would have been conceived. So, actually, I'm the kid's dad, so I'm taking custody. And that's what happens. So, now, during this, he had actually sent the kid to kind of get into Layla's pants, the Corinne's sister.
Yeah, he accidentally meets her in the park. He doesn't realize it's her.
Yeah.
He runs into her in the park, but yeah.
So,
and he corrals her, which I want to discuss. I was very annoyed by that.
But they end up married and having a kid, and
at the very end,
and everybody,
and Sandler's become a lawyer now, more responsible. Blah blah.
Yeah, and everybody lives happily ever after.
Ever after, yes, they do. Okay, let's get into a little discussion on this thing. Now, Adam Sandler, as a rule, plays mostly immature doofuses, but this film seems to treat this ludicrous plot as seriously, or at least some parts is taken seriously. Clearly, we're supposed to have some emotional. You can tell from the music playing as he held the kid's hand is taken away from him and everything. Did that work for you at any point? Were you ever emotionally involved in this thing?
Yeah, when I was younger and stupider. Nowadays, I'm like, oh, this is so fucking stupid. Like, I really appreciate how much you liked Happy Gilmore, because it gives a good contrast for this piece of trash movie.
What does it say about me is that I saw this in the theaters. I did not see Happy Gilmore. I said, I don't want to see an Adam Sandler movie, but this I ended up seeing. So this is why I wound up hating Adam Sandler movies. This is one of the first I ever saw. Like, this is terrible. Why do people think this guy's funny?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right, we'll get into it, because we'll get into that, because some other stuff I need to discuss here. But let's talk a little bit about Rob Schneider. What ethnicity is he?
He's 1/4 Filipino. And in real life. Like, I think 1/4 Jewish and like half some Catholic ethnicity.
But what is he playing in the picture?
Oh, he plays anything but white guys, kind of. Like, he plays a lot of different... Like, he plays a Hawaiian guy in 50 First Dates. He plays some kind of generic Middle Eastern, but not... He's the generic Middle Eastern, but not the 80s movie villain generic Middle Eastern. Mm. Like, that Middle Eastern's dumb cousin.
Yeah, I wasn't clear what exactly he was supposed to be. Clearly, he was supposed to be an ethnic. Well, he even says at one point he's in the country illegally, which automatically endows ethnicity on you. But it doesn't say what exactly. I think he annoyed me. His whole character kind of annoying. He can't read, of course. We don't know if he can't read in his own language. He can't read English. It's like, come on, man. And why? And yet he has no name. It's even weirder. He's in Adam Sandler's house. They're friends, and yet the man has no name.
He sure doesn't, Joe. I don't know what to say to that. He just doesn't.
All right. Here's the part where I'm going to go crazy. What do you think of the treatment of the women in this movie, especially Sonny's love interest, Layla?
Again, it was shit that I didn't give a shit about when I first saw this movie, but this time watching him be so judgmental of women
Oh, Hooters.
for
Hooters.
yeah, for earning a goddamn living.
The sister of Layla, what's her name, Corinne, who's going to marry Jon Stewart, she got her degree, and while she was getting her degree, she was working at Hooters.
Yeah, she's a doctor now.
She's a doctor now. Something, I don't know why that's supposed to be. Hooter, it's not, I mean, even if it was a strip club, I'd be fine with it. But it's not even a fucking strip club, it's goddamn Hooters. And for some reason, what you should have said to him was like, yeah, I worked at Hooters. So fucking what? What's your point? You keep bringing it up. Would you like to work there someday? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, what's going on here? But you know what got me really mad? Is, near the end of the film, when he's got to go to court to get the kid back, and he goes to Layla in her office, and she says, like, well, I have this other work I need to get done. And he goes, this child is concerned. You have to take care of him. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Number one, you don't know how important this job is to her or what the thing is that she's doing. Maybe that takes precedence over your interest. Just to walk in and think, oh, she's got to drop everything for me. Fuck you. I really goddamn pissed me off. Like, And also, what kind of lawyer is she? Lawyer doesn't mean every area of law. Can she even do child law? Can she do adoptions? Is she even involved in that area? Didn't sound like it. Sounded like she was in corporate law.
Good questions, Joe.
I'm like, fuck. And I can't believe it. Bad enough he manages to charm her in the park by having this kid fake that he's lost, which is also very disgusting, but okay. It's a comedy. We'll let that go. Oh my God. Let's go back for a second. The stuff that he teaches the kid, right? I don't know why I should have been, but I was shocked when he puts the tree limb down, the guy's skating, and they fall over. I'm like, am I supposed to laugh at that? You son of a bitch! That's early on in the film. We're establishing what a spooky fun guy is.
That's so that later him and the kid can be holding signs telling skaters to slow down. See how much he's improved as a human being?
Grown, right.
Instead of wasting his time by tripping them, he's wasting his time by telling them and in ways that are distracting in other ways.
Oh man, he would. First of all, he's outdoors. There's no way no one's going to not notice him putting that limb there for someone to trip over. Someone got to. One guy trips over the limb, hits the ground, and falls right into the water. He would get so fucked up. Somebody would have seen that and go like, I'm going to break your face, you maniac. And I'm sure this is supposed to be funny. And he's doing it to people who don't even deserve. They've done nothing. All they're doing is skating, minding their own business. And he thinks it's hilarious to bother these people. It's like, oh God, I was so mad.
The one that stuck out to me this time that I'd really not given it even barely registered was when he's on the bench with the kid and the emo looking goth guy's walking by.
All right.
And he's just like shouting to this guy like, you hate your father, right? Fuck you, loser. Yeah, no, I know that you just hate your father and you're taking it out on me. I forgive you. And when you can't see the guys moving, you hear him go, you're right, I hate my father. Like, leave strangers alone, asshole. Says the guy who today, I was walking to the PATH train to go into the city for a dress rehearsal for my concert tomorrow. And I watch a guy just drop a paper bag, like a balled up paper bag, like he had a sandwich in it or whatever, he's done with it, drop it on the ground and keep walking. And you fucking slob, there's a trash can right there. To my utter fucking amazement, he goes, oh my God, you are right. I'm so sorry. He turns around, picks it up, and throws it away.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, cool. And I just kept walking like, wow, I'm not used to people not wanting to fight me when I do that.
I thought you usually did that sort of behavior when you're in your car.
I did used to do that kind of behavior when I was in my car. I also will, if I'm wearing my work boots, I will kick cars that have run red lights.
Are you looking to get beat up or shot?
If they are in such a hurry that they're running red lights, they're not going to stop. I hit one with a water bottle today because that's what I was holding.
Okay. You know, I give credit to this film on one thing, the gay characters, because if you, as you know, we just recorded Big Business, ironically, before doing Big Daddy, we did Big Business.
Which made Joe text me no more movies with the word big in the title. Which I guess means we're never going to do big.
I may have been upset.
You may have been, just a little bit.
I have been just talking out my ass.
In fact, let's read exactly what you texted me. Oh my god, this is the longest 90 minutes of my life. No more movies with big in the title. If I hear Hooters one more fucking time, that court scene is a disgrace. Oh, I remember now. I hated this the first time I saw it. If I could shoot everyone involved in this, I would.
Again.
That's what I woke up to because you watched this when I was asleep.
Yes, I did. I was a little annoyed.
A little. A little murderously annoyed.
Don't take me serious. I wasn't in danger, okay? I was just a tad annoyed. But getting back to what I was bringing up about the two gay characters, because in Big Business, there are gay characters in that, and I mentioned that they never touch. They never do anything to make you think they're a couple, which I thought was a cop-out. I gotta give them credit here. If they don't cop out, the guys touch.
Yes. But...
what's your objection?
It's not my objection, it's your objection. It's in the fucking script.
Oh, I thought you can bring something. But they do have a homophobic friend named Mike. Do you think he's there just to play to the audience that hates gays?
I think he's there so that Adam Sandler can be the white knight.
Show he's the good guy. Yeah, I guess. Although...
Because he's not like terribly homophobic. He's just mildly squicked out.
It gave me, and this reference may not mean anything to you, but it gave me Roper's feeling, Mr. Roper from Three's Company. Mm-hmm. In Three's Company, a Jack Tripper moves in with these two girls, and he has to pretend to be gay so he can live in the apartment. It's nonsense, but there we go. And Mr. Roper constantly makes all these homophobic remarks. Not he doesn't say the F word or anything, but, basically like, oh, you're a fruit. And he looks at the camera when he says it and gets a big laugh. And some people insist that, no, they're making fun of Mr. Roper. I always took it that they're having it both ways. They get both, hey, he's an asshole, but at the same time, we also get these gay jokes in, huh?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. But this time, because you had Adam Sandler coming back on it, like it didn't get to go off scot-free.
True.
And that's why, and again, Adam Sandler wrote, in part, this movie. So I think he wrote those lines for him to make himself out to be such a gay ally.
I guess, yeah.
Which
I agree with that. But I still wondered, like, was there really any need that? I guess, yeah, just to be white-knighted. Hey, look how great I am. I have this guy who's a jerk, and I'm not like him. I'm not a jerk.
Yep.
Except you are a jerk, because you're hard-to-bring people in the park.
Yep.
All right. Like the whole, again, we're going back to Big Business. Sorry, folks, we just recently saw it. Like the
we didn't just recently see it. We saw it like 2 fucking weeks ago and recorded the episode last night.
Whatever. There's a homeless guy in Big Business, and here is another poorest person in the movie is this homeless guy. This movie, Big Daddy, was made 10 years after Big Business. Both films seem to think homeless exists for laughs.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get that impression?
Yes, of course.
It's amazing. It's like 1990, what was it? I guess 1988, 1999, doesn't matter. Homeless people, aren't they they're just a little scamps. I mean, at no point does Sandler even offer to give the guy any money, anything. It's just a big funny thing. Oh, I'll get you an egg McMuffin. Oh, you don't have egg McMuffins? I don't give you money, even though I promised to give you egg McMuffin because I couldn't buy it. I just give you nothing then. Gonna give them some cash at least. Oh, I can get the egg McMuffin. Here's the money. Hey, another thing that just annoyed me. Poor Steve Buscemi. I didn't realize he was in so many Adam Sandler movies. They must be friends, but Jesus Christ. How depressing for him. I don't really like his work. Although, I wasn't crazy about him and smoking cigarettes either, whatever the hell. Coffee and cigarettes. So, I guess you watch enough of these pictures, your some of your favorites will go down in stock. You're like, wow, I didn't realize you starred in quite a few bad movies, actually.
Consider that
your good work.
Consider that, audience, before you start your own movie review podcast.
People you thought you loved go like, oh my God, this is terrible. What was I thinking? All right, here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of old films we've seen, is this movie better or worse than Anger Management?
Better. Because the central conceit of the movie is law, and it at least tries to come around a little bit on that and be like, you know that you defrauded the state of New York to get this kid, I should throw your ass in jail. Like, a judge in this movie says the correct thing at a point. The conceit of Anger Management was mental health and therapeutic practice, and it was all hogwash. Every last bit of it. There was nothing genuine or identifiably positive or useful or believable about it.
Yes, as much as I was annoyed by this movie, Anger Management just shocked me because that ending, where it turns out that his girlfriend is behind this whole thing the whole time, and it's seen as laughable. He's, oh, honey, how wonderful. I couldn't, my brain had a hard time processing what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
this means this is the worst human being. Don't marry her. She's a horrible human being. She's gaslighting you through this whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
It went from a comedy to a horror movie.
At least this didn't have that. This had an understandable misunderstanding that could have gotten things resolved a lot faster. Right? The thing about where's the kid? You're asking a 5-year-old where he's from. The first city that he's going to say is the one he was living in.
Sure.
Because he's not going to... You don't remember where you were born.
Well, the real resolution to this is the mother herself. I mean, why just send your kid? Why not pick up a phone, call the man who you're about to drop your kid off with, and go, hey, we have a child together. Surprise! And I'm going to have him sending them to you.
Oh, because she could find the address, but not his phone number?
Yeah, I don't think so. And also, yeah, and that's another thing. What if he moved? How did she know he was still there?
And why would you drop the kid off saying, hey, you could call child services on Columbus Day when child services is closed?
She may be Canadian. Didn't know when the holidays were.
Fair.
Remember, the kid was born in Toronto, so maybe she doesn't know.
That's fair. That's fair. But that did happen.
That did happen, yeah. Yeah, the whole thing made no sense. It was a very annoying movie. I may have overreacted with the text I sent you, but it's still a bad movie. But what did you think? Does it still work?
No.
I assume it's no. Right?
No,
Yeah.
no, this doesn't fucking work. On any level, this movie doesn't still work.
It did. You know who it did well? You were of the age group who went to see it. It did very well with dudes. Guys apparently loved this movie.
Yeah, I know. I could see why. Because we're terrible as a cohort.
And the stuff he teaches that kid. The worst of it isn't even peeing against the walls, is what you mentioned that I completely forgot about.
No, you just figure that out on your own at some point.
Like, it's the Halloween scene when he breaks into the guy's house because the guy doesn't have candy for the kid. Go to another house. What the fuck? The guy's like on the phone. You don't know what he's going through. Maybe he's dealing with some sort of issue with his family. He doesn't want to deal with this Halloween shit. Go away. He has every right. It's his house. He doesn't give you candy. He's not obligated. It's not the law. And he just breaks in and starts threatening the guy. Like, oh my God. What a psychopath.
Yep. All
right. It doesn't work. It's terrible. I have a lot more respect for Adam Sandler than I did, but not after this. This brought his stock back down again. But he's actually a very good actor. I loved him in Uncut Gems. But man, this is bad. This is very, very bad. George, what's up next?
Next week, you will be talking about a piece of action from 1977. I won't.
Why?
Because I'll be in Wisconsin.
Ah.
I don't know if you found somebody else to do the show with for that week, or if you're just going to fly solo.
Solo.
Okay.
A solo episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're ready for it.
A solo episode on a Sidney Poitier movie. Huh.
That just happened to come out that way.
Yeah, no, I think you're, like, if you got to go solo, at least it's Sidney Poitier.
Well, with who?
I don't know. I just noticed him.
Oh, Bill Cosby.
Kind of glad I'm not going to be on that.
So I guess that's it for this episode. I'm Joe Dixon. Thanks for listening.
And I'm George Romaka. Thanks for listening indeed, because if a podcast drops and there's no one around to hear it, it's just another collection of ones and zeros that doesn't matter.
You've been listening to Does This Still Work? Produced by Joe Dixon and George Romaka.
This content is CAN credentialed, which means you can report instances of harassment, abuse, or other harm on their hotline at 617-249-4255 or on their website at creatoraccountabilitynetwork.org.
The hosts can be reached via social media, email, or the contact page at dtswpod.com. Be good to yourself and others, because that still works.
Let's do that. Let's get into who was in this movie. Well, not who was in it, but who helped direct it. Or who directed it.
Okay, it takes you a really long time to get from film summary to the first thing in the list. Every week.
Just leave me alone. It's my style, man. It's my style.
Dear Dr. Donahue, my 80-year-old mother, a hypochondriac, is being treated for Parkinson's disease. Dear Ann Landers, I hope you can help me with this very delicate problem. I have no one else to turn to. Dear Ann Landers, I am a male escort working on my master's degree at a university in Washington, D.C.